What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about pajamas. Hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We are sitting at 2045 right now, having a hell of a week, up 140% already. Not a lot of volume, to be fair. Decent volume, but not a lot of volume. And we do have 3 days left in the week, so there's time to rectify that. But we are having a bullish engulfing candle. I certainly do believe that's the low. If you look at our price action here, the last time that we had a low like in this area, low to high, we pulled all the way back to the 886. That's a very deep retracement. When we close this week above the 618, if we do, that validates this as a low. So getting back above the 618 area is very important. Just like it was significant to break it to the downside, it'll be significant to break it to the upside. We can break it to the upside and still come back below it. That's okay, but it's just significant. It would be nice to get above it, especially closing this week or any week above it would be significant. We look at the daily time frame here, and we can see that we are getting to that overbought zone. What a weak looking RSI, how terribly weak it was for such a long time. And now it's up phenomenal. It does look ready to move up, but you are in an area where it would make sense to find resistance. And I kind of do think you find resistance here. If you look at the daily volume, you are losing volume as you're moving up. Today did just start. We still have about 20.5 hours left in the day to go, so more volume could come in. But on the 4-hour aspect, you can see it too, moving up, volume's dying off. So we'll see. You might form some bearish divergence here. You might not. You could keep moving up, but I would expect you probably find resistance soon. Okay, looking at this for what it is, from a relative high to a relative low. Maybe you move up to this 382 at about half a cent. 0.0056, 0.0057, something like that. And then you probably pull back to 0.0036, something like that. I do believe this thing is on its way to new all-time highs, but it just might take a second, right? I think these new all-time highs will come in by the end of the year, and where I'm expecting this thing to go at a minimum is something around, well, I don't know. I don't know what just happened. It would be something at a minimum of about 8.5 cents, 8.6 cents really, to 25.6, or sorry, 24.6 cents, 8.6 to 24.6 cents from the current price. And again, I expect it to pull back from here, but from the current price, that's a minimum of like an 18, 19x to potentially like a 50 something x by the end of the year. And if it's not by the end of the year, it could be sometime early next year, but by the end of this move, which I think would be by the end of the year, if not sometime early next year, that's the area that I'm expecting, right? And it's happening now. I love that both Jesus coin and pajamas, they're like the two coins that I'm holding. I love that they're not the only two coins that I hold. They're the two like meme coins that I'm holding. I'm holding Jason Derulo coin too, but I don't think that one's doing anything right now, is it? I think it found its low. It actually does look productive if I remember. Yeah, it looks like it found its low and it's moving up slowly, but it's not really being exciting this week. Not compared to Jesus or pajamas. Pajamas, I would say Jesus's pump looks a little bit more substantiated. It looks a little bit more like it's backed by volume. It looks like true in its nature as far as strength goes. This move by pajamas looks kind of like it's going to give itself back here pretty soon. But I do feel like pajamas might move up more overall. I thought it was Jesus coin that might move up more overall, but I'm starting to think pajamas might have that. It just has such a lower market cap. $4 million. Jesus coin's at $40 million. It's literally a 10x difference. We're at 456 right now. By the end of this move, we could be as high as like 20 cents, man. How high was it? What was the high projection? 8.6 cents to 24 cents, 25 cents. Like, dude, that would just be nuts, right? So I think it's a good time to get in. I know I haven't made a video about pajamas in a while, guys, but that's because genuinely I thought this was the low down here. Like whenever we got down to this area, I thought this was the low, and then when we got down here, I thought it was the low. But as the weeks kept going and we kept wicking like this, I started to think we could go lower, but I didn't want to make that call and be wrong, but I also didn't want to make up calls and be wrong about that. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait and see how it's playing out. It found its low at the 886. I was starting to think we might go a little bit lower, but here we are. I'm very confident as of now that this is the low. And even though we're up 142% this week, we're still very low in this range. We're not even above the 382. So absolutely, it's a great time to buy pajamas. I think so if you want to catch this move overall throughout the rest of the year. But I think if you're patient, I think if you don't eat the FOMO, if you don't buy into it, if you wait like a day or two, maybe even like over the next week or two, you'll probably have an opportunity to buy pajamas at a price that's like, let's see, like 18%, 20% lower. And here's something that I want to do specifically for pajamas. Okay, I want to go over Solana. Okay, because I know pajamas is priced in Solana. A lot of people, you're using the dexes, you're buying it through Solana, right? Solana looks like it wants to go up. If it moves down, it won't move down by much. Like if it were to move down 8% at the most, okay, while pajamas, we're expecting it to move down 21%. So if you're using Soul Flare or Phantom or whatever, and you want to place limit orders, but you have to place the orders in Soul, base it off of that, right? I think Soul's probably going to stay the same, if not move down 8%. If pajamas is going to move down 21%, Soul's going to move down 8%. That'd be like a 11%. Wait, no. 13% difference, I guess. I don't know. You'd basically price it in Soul 13% cheaper than it is now, if that makes sense. If you're trying to set it up for a limit order, if that doesn't make sense to you, don't even worry about it, right? Just do your swaps whenever you get down there. But I would wait. The main essence of that point being that I would just wait. A 20% drop, even a 15% drop is significant enough, I think, to wait. It could move up from here. It might move up 25% before it drops, but just be patient. I do think there will be better opportunities to buy, and if you don't want to be patient, if you want to buy here, I still think it's a wonderful time to buy because the new all-time high potential is absurdly good, and I really want to buy some pajamas now. So that might be my next purchase. I thought I was going to buy some Jesus coin, but it might be pajamas. And yeah, the daily volume actually does look kind of nice, but it's not the best. The weekly definitely is not the best, but we have time to rectify that. So anyway, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I think I've said enough. Pajamas definitely has found its low. Feel confident that from that low to that high at the 886 there, that's a nice low point. I do believe we're moving up to new all-time highs. I just don't think it's going to be right now today. I think that we're in the middle of that move. It's just, maybe a little pullback here, and then next week we could talk about potentially continuing higher. If not, pajamas does like to be volatile, right? It'll make its mind up. Whenever it does make its mind up, it does very clean strides up. But sometimes it has to move sideways for a little bit before it does that, right? Like just like here, it was basically moving down the whole time. But before, oops, that was not what I meant to do. Before it moved, come on, man, I had it all figured out. It looked like it was moving down this whole time. But before it moved lower, it had to be a little volatile along the way. So on its way up, I'm just saying I would expect the same thing. I don't think it's going to be a straight shot up. It'll probably have volatility along the way. Still moving its way up throughout the end of the year, but blah, 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 blah. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'm definitely bullish on pajamas. My belief in pajamas has never wavered. The only reason I sold my pajamas at all, I sold half of it back before it dropped. Like I sold half of it back here, I guess before it pumped and then it dropped. When was it? Maybe it was over here. I forget when it was. I have to look at Jason coin to know. But I swapped half of it for Jason coin just to have like a little 50-50 in Jason and pajamas. But I might add back to pajamas. I'm not going to sell my Jason coin, but I'll probably add back to pajamas with some outside funds. And I'll let you guys know if I do that. So if that sounds good to you, keep subscribe. Keep following the videos. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.